I found the road to wealth when I decided that a part of all I earned was mine to keep. Where the determination is, the way can be found. Men of action are favored by the goddess of luck. Luck has a peculiar habit of favoring those who do not depend on it. Opportunity is a haughty goddess who wastes no time with those who are unprepared. Proper preparation is the key to our success. Our acts can be no wiser than our thoughts. Our thinking can be no wiser than our understanding. Money is plentiful for those who understand the simple laws which govern its acquisition. It costs nothing to ask wise advice from a good friend. Remember, work, well done, does good to the man who does it. It makes him a better man. Action will lead you forward to the success you desire. Seek advice from those who are competent through their own experience and success to give it. A lean purse is easier to cure than to endure. Wealth is power. With wealth many things are possible. Our prosperity as a nation depends upon the personal financial prosperity of each of us as individuals. Advice is one thing that is freely given away, but watch that you only take what is worth having. Deride not what I say because of its simplicity. Truth is always simple. Our acts can be no wiser than our thoughts. Without wisdom, gold is quickly lost by those who have it. It is true that money cannot buy happiness, but it does make it possible for you to enjoy the best that the world has to offer. The reason why we have never found measure of wealth. We never sought it. Wealth that stays to give enjoyment and satisfaction to its owner comes gradually, because it is a child born of knowledge and persistent purpose. Wealth, like a tree, grows from a tiny seed. If you desire to help thy friend, do so in a way that will not bring thy friend's burdens upon thyself. Willpower is but the unflinching purpose to carry the task you set for yourself to fulfillment. Wealth that comes quickly, goeth the same way. Each man has to work out his own understanding of what needs to be done, and then prepare himself to take advantage of the opportunity to succeed in a big way. The hungrier one becomes, the clearer one's mind works, also the more sensitive one becomes to the odors of food. Preceding accomplishment must be desire. Thy desires must be strong and definite. He who spends more than he earns is sowing the winds of needless self-indulgence from which he is sure to reap the whirlwinds of trouble and humiliation. As for time, all men have it in abundance. In those things toward which we exerted our best endeavors we succeeded. Advice is one thing that is freely given away, but watch that you take only what is worth having. He who takes advice about his savings from one who is inexperienced in such matters, shall pay with his savings for proving the falsity of their opinions. Recuerda que el trabajo bien hecho hace bien al que lo realiza, lo convierte en un mejor hombre da. The more wisdom we know, the more we may earn. Those who seek to learn more of their craft shall be richly rewarded. Learning was of two kinds, the one being the things we learned and knew, and the other being the training that taught us how to find out what we did not know. That what each of us calls our necessary expenses will always grow to equal our incomes unless we protest to the contrary. If I set for myself a task, be it so trifling, I shall see it through. How else shall I have confidence in myself to do important things? You've learned the lessons well. You first learn to live on less than you earn. Next you learn to seek advice from those who are competent. Lastly, you've learned to make gold work for you. We are more apt to change our minds when right than wrong. Wealth, like a tree, grows from a tiny seed. The first copper you save is the seed from which your tree of wealth shall grow. The sooner you plant that seed, the sooner shall the tree grow. And the more faithfully you nourish and water that tree with consistent savings, the sooner may you bask in contentment beneath its shade. Usurious rates of return are deceitful sirens that sing but to lure the unwary upon the rocks of loss and remorse. But too often does youth think that age knows only the wisdom of days that are gone, and therefore profits not. But remember this, the sun that shines today is the sun that shone when thy father was born, and will still be shining when thy last grandchild shall pass into the darkness. Good luck can be enticed by accepting opportunity. Gold cometh gladly and in increasing quantity to any man who will put by not less than 1/10 of his earnings to create an estate for his future and that of his family. Our wise acts accompany us through life to please us and to help us. Just as surely, our unwise acts follow us to plague and torment us. Alas, they cannot be forgotten. In the front rank of the torments that do follow us are the memories of the things we should have done, of the opportunities which came to us and we took not. In tilling the soil, in honest trading, in all of man's occupations, there is opportunity to make a profit upon his efforts and his transactions. Perhaps not all the time will he be rewarded, because sometimes his judgment may be faulty and other times the winds and the weather may defeat his efforts. Yet, if he persists, he may usually expect to realize his profit. This is so because the chances of profit are always in his favor. How can you call yourself a free man when your weakness has brought you to this? If a man has in himself the soul of a slave, will he not become one no matter what his birth, even as water seeks its level? If a man has within him the soul of a free man, will he not become respected and honored in his own city in spite of his misfortune? A part of all iron is mine to keep. Say it in the morning when you first arise. Say it at noon. Say it at night. Say it each hour of every day. Say it to yourself until the words stand out like letters of fire across the sky. The thoughts of youth, he continued, are bright lights that shine forth like the meteors that oft make brilliant the sky. But the wisdom of age is like the fixed stars that shine so unchanged that the sailor may depend upon them to steer his course. Budget thy expenses that thou mayest have coins to pay for thy necessities, to pay for thy enjoyments, and to gratify thy worthwhile desires without spending more than 9/10 of thy earnings.